What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Let's Just Be Real podcast. I'm your host, Marissa Tong. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode. We are in the middle of December, kind of. I'm kind of rushing it. It's like the 11th of December when I'm recording this, but yeah, we're in the middle of December, getting ready for the new year. I've already had a couple episodes talking about like how we can prepare ourselves for the new year, how we can set goals, how we can switch it up, step into that new version of ourselves, right? But today I want to talk a little bit about the winter glow up, right? So we're going to be here for a little bit in the winter months, in the cold months, especially if you're someone that lives on the East Coast like myself. We got a little ways to go, okay, until it gets warm again. So we're going to be in the colds for the next couple months, probably definitely until like March. And while we're like spending more time inside, indoors, at home, maybe at like friend's house or just doing more like indoor activities, we still want to focus on how we can glow up, right? Like we don't have to wait till summer or spring to glow up. And when we talk about glowing up, it's not just the physical aspect, right? It's not just about like having glowing, radiant skin. And while that is part of the glow up, and we are going to talk about skincare today as well, there are other ways that we can glow up as well, right? Like how are we taking care of our bodies? How are we taking care of our mental health? How are we getting better? How are we feeling our best, right? Glowing up is really just about feeling your best, becoming the best version of yourself. So today we're going to talk about 5 ways specifically that we can glow up in the winter. Okay, so the first way that we can prioritize our glow up in the winter is by prioritizing our skincare. Okay, so that's going to be number 1 for us. We want to make sure that we are moisturizing our skin. Okay, as we know, in the colder months, it's very normal to have dry, crusty, cracked skin, and we don't want that. Okay, we're not allowing the winter to ruin our skin. We still want to glow. We still want to have soft, smooth, buttery melting skin, right? Like, and how do we achieve that? We have to make sure we're moisturizing. Okay, so taking extra steps. Don't skip your skincare routine. I know it's very tempting sometimes, like especially if you're tired or you're working late and you come home, like it's very easy to just be like, I'm just gonna use a makeup wipe and take my makeup off and, splash some water on my face and go to bed. No, sis, we need to have a step-by-step skincare routine, okay? And this is coming from someone who has struggled with acne, for some time. Like it's in my family, like my mom, my dad, they suffer with acne. It's mostly like hormonal. So over the course of the years, like I've made it very, very important and a priority in my life to make sure I have a step-by-step skincare routine. Okay, so I started researching Korean skincare, which I think I might have talked about on a previous episode, but Korean skincare routines are no joke. It's like 6 or 7 steps, and I'll talk a little bit about like what it entails. So you have like your face cleanser, right? But before you do that, if you have on makeup, you should be removing your makeup first. We shouldn't just be using a face cleanser to remove our makeup. So you can use something like an oil cleanser, which is really good. That's going to help like take the makeup off because the makeup is going to stick to the oil, and then you're able to kind of just melt it. That's what the point of the oil is, to melt the dirt, to get the impurities off of your face before you go into your cleanser. So if you guys have a oil cleanser, I use one by, what's the brand? I think it's like DDG or something like that. I'm going to link it on my Amazon. I'll put it in the show notes for you guys, but that's one that I use. And then I just bought one by Burt's Bees. It's an actual like full bottle cleanser. So you can use that before you go into your regular cleanser. And then with your cleanser, depending on your skin type, if you have oily skin, maybe using more of like a foam cleanser, something that's not super, super heavy, but a foam cleanser is good. But yeah, you could research, depending on whatever your skin type is. I'm not going to be giving like specific recommendations for each and everything you should be using, but definitely oil cleanser, regular cleanser. Then you should have some type of serum. So for me, I use a vitamin C serum. So that's good for just maintaining that glow, for having healthy skin, for putting some moisture back into your skin, for giving your skin the nutrients that it needs, right? So vitamin C is pretty good for that. And then after that, I usually do a rose rose water mitts, like a spray across my face to kind of just like help soak in the serum. And then after that, for me personally, because I do suffer with acne, I'll do like an acne serum. So I usually switch, either I'll do the acne serum before like the vitamin C serum, or I'll swap them. Either way, you just want to make sure your skin is clean and dry before you put the serum on. And then you can kind of like help it seep more into your skin with that rose water. I like to use rose water spray. Then comes your moisturizer. I use a gel moisturizer by Clinique, but you guys can find whatever moisturizer you like. So then you have your moisturizer. Then you could do an eye cream, right? So eye cream mostly at night. You could also find one that you could use during the day. But if you are going out during the day, you should definitely be doing a sunscreen SPF minimum 30. Okay, that's going to help because we need to be wearing sunscreen. Like, even if it's a cloudy day, the sun is still present. So we want to make sure we're protecting our skin. We don't want to get sun damage. We don't want to have sunspots. And yes, while the sun is good for us and we do need vitamin D, we do need to minimize exposure so that we can keep our skin healthy, glowing, and happy. And then getting into like your body, right? In the winter, I like to lather myself and just smother myself with like heavy creams, like heavy body butters. I use one by Soap and Glory. It's their Righteous Body Butter, and I've been using that for years, and it's so freaking good. It's mostly like shea butter base, and I believe it also has like coconut oil and some other things in it. It's mostly natural. Always look at your ingredients when you're going for skincare products. You don't want to have stuff that just has a bunch of random things and parabens and all that. Try to go for things that are more on the natural side and that have natural oils, things like shea butter, coconut oil, mango butter. There's so many that you can choose from, cocoa butter, right? But depending on your skin, I like to have like, I don't care if my skin's a little oily. My body doesn't really suffer with acne. It's really like my face. So on my face, I'm not going to smother myself with oil. Like, I'm not putting extra oil on my face if I don't need to. But as far as my body can handle like heavier moisturizers, lotions, and creams. So I definitely want to make sure my body's soft, okay? I don't want to be out here with wrinkled, dry, cracked skin. Like, that's just not cute, okay? And that's not part of the glow up. So we're not doing that. The second way that we can maintain our winter glow up is by staying active. I know this can be really, really challenging during the colder months because who wants to go outside when it's really cold? Who wants to go outside when it's like 20, 30 degrees? Okay. I get it. Sometimes going to the gym or going to work out or going to take a dance class or any other type of fitness class can be really challenging, but that's why you have an alternative. Get some weights at home, get some resistance bands at home, get a mat, have some backup workouts that you can do in your house in case you don't want to leave, right? Or maybe you're just really cozy at home. It's like a Saturday or Sunday, but you have that urge to work out. You want to move your body. You have the energy. Work out at home, whether it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, right? That's why I started putting some workout videos on my second YouTube channel, Real Rhythm Dance and Fitness, that you guys can go subscribe to. And you can get some free short workouts on there. There's stretch videos, there's dance workout videos, there's HIIT workouts on there. So you could definitely check that out. Growing up, my mom was always a workout from home type of girl. So I developed those habits very early on in life, and working out at home was the normal. Like, I did that for years. I did that up until I was like in my 20s. Before I even joined a gym, I was always working out at home. We had equipment, we had weights, we had everything that we needed. So nothing wrong with working out at home. Don't feel pressured to spend a bunch of money at gyms or doing things that you have to force yourself to do, right? Like, anytime you join some type of fitness group or dance group or whatever it is that you're doing to stay active, like, you have to want to do it, right? If you don't want to do it, everything is just going to feel like a chore to you, or it's going to feel like some type of commitment that you can't really keep, that you're struggling to keep. And we don't want to do that, right? So we have to find workouts and exercises and things that are going to keep us moving, that are fun to us, that we can stay engaged with, that are going to help us to feel good. And I know it's really hard in the winter to avoid that urge to want to hibernate, right? Like, when it's really cold, or we're just feeling like, we're in that weird transition right now between the end of the year and then going into the new year. So around this time, people get lazy, people fall off, people want to wait until January 1st to start their new habits, their healthy habits, to start working out, to change their eating. We're not doing that. We're not waiting, okay? We've talked about this in previous episodes. We do not wait to change our habits. We do not wait to implement good habits, okay? We need to do them now. So start doing it now. Stay active now. You're a healthy girl right now, okay? Let that be your identity. In order to make good changes in our life, we have to change our identity, okay? And the last solo episode I had, we talked about becoming brand new, right? Changing your identity, becoming the person that you really want to become. And if you want to become a fit and healthy girl or boy, you have to start moving your body. No excuses, okay? Use this time to create good fitness habits for yourself. This is the time to begin now. So the third way that we can get that winter glow up and really feel good about ourselves going into the winter and dealing with the winter is by going within, right? And as I mentioned in the last point, where we might feel the urge to hibernate or to stay in the house a little bit more, take advantage of that time, right? Take advantage of that time to really do more reading, more journaling, more scripting, listening to more podcasts, doing more things that are going to help you elevate and educate yourself. Like, use that time being home. Don't just sit on the couch like binge watching TV, watching movies, and not saying that you can't do all those things. Like, we need balance, right? Like, I allow myself, and I kind of not force myself, but I will encourage myself to take breaks from work, because I'm someone who can just really just be indulged in work and self-development and just listening to educational podcasts all day, where I'm like, okay, girl, go watch a TV show, give your brain a little break. Okay, allow yourself to laugh, watch something that's funny. So I'm not saying that you can't do that, but if that's all you're doing, right? If you're just sitting on the couch watching show after show, movie after movie, not really doing anything, and you're wondering why nothing in your life is changing, it's because you're prioritizing the wrong things. You're using your time in a not so smart way, right? And I can't really sit here and tell you how to use your time, but I can encourage you, right? And I can help you make small changes. And again, if you're trying to make big, drastic changes, it's unrealistic. Make small changes, right? We always talk about that. And I talked about that with reading Atomic Habits by James Clear, like very small habits, small changes every single day, right? And then you get to the big things, because you've been doing it over time. So now it just becomes normal. Now it just becomes a part of your lifestyle. So we want to just make sure we're making very small changes every single day, just making sure that we're doing things that are going to benefit you. Okay. This is a great time to plan for the upcoming months. What are you doing next year? What do you want to do? Start planting your seeds now so that they can blossom later. The fourth tip for glowing up in the winter is to start evaluating your health. Now, I know we just talked about staying active and moving our bodies and making sure that we are staying up to date with our fitness, but also start thinking about like your health in general. Like, when was the last time you went to the doctor for a checkup? Are you good on your vitamins, your supplements? Do you need to re-up? Do you need to stock up? Do you need to start taking vitamins and supplements, right? The episode that's going to come out this Friday, I'm going to be sitting down with my girl Heather, and we're going to be talking about like supplements, health, like things that we should be taking to support our lifestyles. So start using this time to like make doctor's appointments. Like, when was the last time, you got your eyes checked, or when was the last time you got your teeth cleaned, right? Like, this is a really good time to start tying up those loose ends and figuring out like, what didn't I get to do this year that I need to do, because my health comes first, right? Like, health is first and foremost the most important thing, because if we don't have our health, if we are not healthy, if we don't feel good, then we can't manage. Our goals don't matter if we don't feel good, right? Like, if we're not healthy, then all of the work, the goals and trying to make money and doing all this extra stuff, like, it does not matter. Okay. So start prioritizing your health. Okay. And then aside from making doctor's appointments and taking your vitamins and supplements, right? Like, drink more teas. This is a perfect time to start drinking more teas, right? And if you're a coffee person, okay, whatever, coffee's cool, right? You could drink coffee, but Think about how many teas there are. Like, I literally get stuck if I go to the grocery store. I will be in the tea aisle for like 5 minutes, just like trying to pick what teas I want, because I will pick up like 10 of them. Like, I will, I will fill my cart with teas. And just knowing like the benefits of each tea and what you need and what makes you feel good, right? So definitely like indulging in more teas, more soups, right? This is a good season for soups, healthy soups, like vegetable soups, lentil soups. Don't just go for like those commercial unhealthy soups like broccoli cheddar, comfort soups. Like, I know those are good. I know those are really good. And I know, we're tempted, but start actually enjoying soups that have nutritional benefits, right? Like, maybe it has some protein in there and some veggies and some rice. Like, what are some foods that you enjoy eating? I recently have been testing out new soups by Amy's Organic, and there's this soup that is so freaking good. It's like a Thai coconut curry lentil soup. It's so freaking good. Like, I suggest that you go try it if you like, Thai food and coconut and all that stuff and lentils. It's so freaking good. So definitely just indulge more in foods that are going to make you feel good, right? Not just make you feel good, because you're satisfying like some craving, but also make you feel good inside. Like, is it supporting your energy levels? Is it giving you the nutrients that you need? And lastly, for that winter glow up, we definitely want to start taking time to evaluate our friendships, our relationships, our habits, our surroundings, right? This is a really good time to start taking note of like what's serving us, what's not serving us. And we've talked about this, in previous episodes, but this is a really good time. Like, we don't want to go into spring or summer dealing with the same things that don't make us feel good. Like winter, think about winter. Winter is a time where things die, right? Like, the leaves die. I know it's pretty like, harsh and dark or whatever, but also I'm a Scorpio, we like dark things, but things die in the winter. Okay. The leaves die, trees die. It's dark, it's gloomy, whatever, right? So let things die along with the trees. Okay. Like, things that are in your life that are no longer giving purpose or meaning or don't feel good or aren't helping you elevate or aren't helping you become the person that you want to be. Let them go. Let them die. Let the relationships die. Let those unhealthy habits die. Let the negative self-talk die. Let the people that are making you feel like shit, let it go. Let it go. Like, now is the time. Now is the freaking time. And yeah, start thinking about like, what needs to be released? What do I need to change? What really is bothering me? What's holding me back from becoming that healthy, thriving girl that has that glow that's just like magnetic, and I achieve my goals and everything that I want just comes to me with ease, right? Like, how can you become that person? And I know sometimes like we think it's so unrealistic and we're like, oh, that's a bunch of shit. Like, that's a bunch of bullshit. Like, you can't be that girl. Like, everything can't be perfect. And I'm not saying that everything can be perfect. I'm not saying that everything is meant to be perfect. That's not true. We're not perfect. We're human, right? But we have the ability to change things to make them almost perfect, right? Like, things should feel good. Life should not feel like a struggle. Life should not feel like we're constantly in battle with ourselves or with people or with jobs or with money, right? Like, we should feel at ease. And when we're not feeling at ease, it's because we have some resistance and we're struggling to either keep people around that don't need to be kept around, or we don't want to let go of habits, or we don't want to let go of certain ideas or beliefs or thoughts. And we have to. It's winter. Let that shit go. Let it die. Okay. Like, we want to step into spring, right? Think about spring. Spring is a time of blossom, of creating new life, of stepping, into the sun and just really feeling good. So think about yourself like that. Like, now we're in that winter phase. And even though like it could be dark and gloomy and depressing and all that stuff, no, use this time to kind of like rebirth, to transform yourself. Put in the work now so that you can blossom later. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into this episode. I really hope that it was helpful to you. We are working on that winter glow up all winter. Okay, we got a couple months left. I know it's hard. I'm definitely not a winter girly. Like, I'm struggling. I'm wearing freaking sweats right now. Okay, like, I want to be cute. I want to be cute. I hate wearing like a bunch of clothes, but we're here. We're doing, we're doing our best. We're making the best of winter here. And yeah, that's what traveling is for, right? Like, when you're tired of your environment and you're tired of the cold, if you can dip, if you can go, then go. Thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like this video if you enjoyed it. Help your sis out, okay? And then also drop a comment. Let me know what you're doing to glow up this winter. What are you doing to make yourself feel good? Also, like, share some products that you use. If you use like some really good body butter, drop it in the comments. Don't be a gatekeeper, okay? Share with the community here. And if you guys are listening on audio, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify, make sure you leave a rating and review. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, 4 or 5 stars. I will take it. Help your girl out. We are glowing and growing over here, and I can't wait to continue to grow this podcast and have some more amazing guests on the show and bring you guys all the love, all the light, all of the knowledge that I have, all the wisdom. And I want to just say that I appreciate you guys so much. So thank you so much. I will catch you in the next episode. Take care, y'all. Bye.